Hey friends, it is Trucker Ray here with an update from Yuma, Arizona. That's right, we're out here in Yuma. And just finished doing a delivery not that long ago. I don't even know what time it is right now. Yeah, just before 7 o'clock I made it back across from Mexico into Yuma. And I did not expect to deliver this load today. My goodness, I picked up 2 days ago in Washington State. The broker wanted it here at a certain time, and I fought like crazy to get it here. All legal. Don't think I would do anything like that illegal. I used my ag exemption to go as far as I could when I left in Washington State. Made it to as far as I could, the 150 radius, and then I kept going and I made it to Huntington in Oregon. Then the next day I made it over to North Las Vegas and then here today. And I made it to the cooler at 2 p.m. And I didn't expect them to unload me. Or should I say I didn't expect them to inspect me. Let me make it clear. They're not unloading me on the Yuma side. They're inspecting my load and then I take it to Mexico and deliver it. And there was 3 of our trucks, including myself, on the Mexican side. And I'm thinking, my goodness, this is going to take a while, and I don't think I'm going to get back across the border. I'm going to be stuck in Mexico for the night. And they got me in the door at about, 5:45. They finally started unloading me, and at about quarter to 7. 7 o'clock is when the actual border closes. And the guy just started going like crazy, and he got me unloaded, and I actually made it back over into the USA about 5 minutes to spare before the border closed. So I was very fortunate to get back over here. So now I'm parked over at a Flying J, the Gateway, that's just off of Fontana. Probably said that wrong. Please don't correct it. I'm just very, very tired right now. The last several days of just working like crazy to get here. I think it's Fontana or whatever. What does it say there? Fortuna or whatever road. That's where the Flying J, the Gateway, is here. If you know this place, you'll know to avoid it because it's not a very clean spot. The bathrooms aren't the greatest. But you know what? The reason why I'm parked here is because I just want to make sure I have access to whatever I need in the morning and some hot water because I've started drinking lemon tea. Oh my goodness, is it ever good? I'm trying to find a way to avoid getting rid of the coffee in the morning because the cream at these truck stops, the half and half, it just plugs me up the next day. It doesn't affect me right away. It plugs me up 24 hours after having it, or close to it anyway. And then I'm sneezing like crazy, so I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of the cream thing. So I found some nice tea, some lemon ginger tea. Oh, is it ever amazing? And I'm probably going to get some of that tonight before I go to bed. And it's herbal, it's caffeine free, very, very nice stuff. So I'm parked here, and I do have a reload tomorrow. I don't know where yet. I think it might be 2 picks, but that could change. So I was told just to park it for the night and relax. And you don't have to get an argument out of me about that because I really would like to relax for the night. And that's what I'm doing. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit, not only regarding the podcast, but also regarding my videos. I've made a decision, and I know some of you may not like this, but I've made a decision that I will not be putting out the long length videos that I normally do on a regular frequency anymore. There's several reasons why I'm doing this. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be putting out videos anymore. It just means I won't be putting them out as frequently as I do. And you probably notice I've been slowing that down a little bit. Mainly because the interest in the videos seems to be depleting. And when the interest in the videos deplete, the viewership goes down, the subscribers go down. It's time to change it up and do something different. As you know, I don't want to keep repeating myself. But today I made a decision that like I said, if I'm going to put out a long length video, it's going to be when I really feel like doing it. I don't want to feel pressured to have to put one out every 2 weeks or whatever it is. When I left Langley the other day, I made a decision that I was going to record this trip all the way down here. The very first day I recorded my run over Highway 2, which you've all seen before, and then into Washington, grabbed my load, and then up through the 84, which you've seen before. And at the end of the day, I parked myself at the TA in Huntington. I'm taking all the files off my cameras. And the first thing that I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And some might say, oh, maybe you're just feeling burnt out and you need a break. Well, you know what? I've been feeling like I don't want to do this for several weeks. For a good reason. I am bored. As I told you before, I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself. Also, another reason is that I cannot show you a lot of the places I pick up at in Washington. I can't show you where I'm delivering it to. I can show you what I'm bringing back from Arizona. I'm back from California if I ever end up in California again. Because everyone else goes there, but that's only really half the coverage. So, and the reason why I can't show you where I'm picking up in Washington, Oregon, wherever it is because we have companies in Canada that are watching what we're doing who cannot wait to steal our loads and do interstating. And it's true. I go down to the cooler out here in Yuma and we see trucks and companies with BC license plates delivering those loads at the cooler where we're getting inspected. And that is called interstating, and they're doing it. They're stealing loads from us, and they're doing it illegally. Do we report this? Absolutely. I'm not afraid to say it. If you are one of those companies and you are interstating and you are taking a load to either Nogales or into Yuma to the cooler to deliver it, and we see you, you better believe it, your license plate's going to get written down, and you're going to get reported to customs. I have no problem doing that because you're stealing loads and you're doing it illegally. So, by me not showing where we're picking this stuff up makes it a little harder for these companies to do what they're doing. So, unfortunately, that really limits on what I can show you guys. I can't even say, oh, we're at this place, and I take the camera inside and I'm showing you what I'm doing inside the cooler, and they're loading and everything. That's nice and fun and dandy, but you can see the company that we're picking up from. They're on the boxes of the product that we're loading in the trailer, so you can still see who they are. And I can't blur everything out because it's ridiculous. And I don't blame the company for this. I don't blame Key West for this at all. I respect that they want to be anonymous when it comes to picking this stuff up. They don't want it broadcasted. So these people coming over the border who doesn't have any kind of morals whatsoever, they don't care if they're doing it illegally. Oh, if I get caught, I get caught. And the companies that are sending these drivers down know darn well it's illegal to do the interstating, but they're bringing on drivers from other countries who really don't even realize what they're doing is wrong. And again, a lot of them do realize what they're doing is wrong, but money talks. So that's the second reason. My showing you what's going on and what I'm doing is very limited. Plus the repetitious routes and the lack of viewership. Like I mentioned before, 3 years ago, you could look at a video that I put out. It's getting the same views now as they used to back 3 years ago. I don't know why. Maybe it's because people are getting bored of the views. I don't know. So I've decided to put the videos out when I really feel inspired to do so. And I know a lot of you would agree. Hey, Ray, do it. If that's what you want to do it. So when I feel inspired to put a video out, Maybe I'll be heading across the country and going to Ontario again. I probably would do that because I enjoy that. It's a change up. Or maybe during the summertime or springtime or whenever it is that we end up doing cherry runs back east. Hey, you better believe it, I'm going to record that. But these regular routes, maybe when the summer really is in full gear and we start to see all the beautiful blossoms of the trees, I will do that. Or if I know there's a big snowstorm coming up and there could be a possibility where it's going to be ugly, I might record that trip. But I just wanted to say this, that I don't want people to think, oh, what happened? You dropped off. Are you still going to put out videos? I will. You'll probably see me put out shorter ones, vignettes. I might see some beautiful scenery or a little town that I show you. And I might do some drone footage with that. The bottom line is I'm just not going to put out the videos the same as I used to before, because I have other ideas. I want to participate more with truth and testimony, getting the word of God out. That's very important to me. And the podcast. Now let's talk a little bit about the podcast. This is, for those of you that don't know, I'm putting out a trucker podcast very soon. It's going to start off as an hour per week. It's going to be submitted to all the platforms, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, you name it. It's going to be on all of these different platforms. You'll also be able to hear it on my YouTube channel. Now, I said I was going to show a video of me doing the podcast on my YouTube channel, and then I realized, what's the sense in that? I'm still going to be uploading 15 gigs of an hour-long podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have the audio version. You will see a picture on there, but it'll just be audio. It'll be under the podcast section on the site when a new one is uploaded. And I believe it'll notify you. Some of you may not be interested in it. I've talked to some people that they're just not remotely interested in a podcast, and that's fine. But I know there's a lot of people that are interested in it because it's something you can download and listen to when you're driving down the road, better than trying to find time to watch a video. On the podcast, you're going to hear some really cool features. There will be opportunities for me to read your emails, and I'll give you a heads up now. If you want to participate in the email section, which will be called Mailbag on the podcast, feel free to send me emails even now, and I'll archive them. Send it to truckerray with the number 7 at gmail.com. Truckerray with the number 7 at gmail.com. If you have a question for me, a comment, something you want to share, and it has to do with trucking, please do so. Send it, and I'd be happy to read it on the podcast. Plus, I have a very, very good friend who I've known for quite a few years, who I knew when I first started driving truck. I did an interview with him way back when. He's got over 50 years experience. He loves the fact that I will be featuring him every single week on the podcast for about 5 or 10 minutes, sharing his experience, sharing his advice to the new drivers. This will not apply to the super truckers because you guys know it all. I'm sorry, I had to say that. I know that's sounding sarcastic, but there's even drivers out there that could even benefit, that have been driving for years, on what this man can share. And I know I'll benefit from it too, because anybody that's got 50 years experience out there of immaculate driving with no accidents, I don't know how many miles that is. It's probably at least 3 million miles, maybe more. No, wait a minute. That's more than that. That's maybe 5 million miles, maybe. I'm sure he'll correct me on that. It's a lot of miles and a lot of experience, and he's going to share that every single week on the podcast. A little something to help the newer drivers out there make it a little bit easier for themselves on the road. Plus a lot of other fun things I'm going to do on that podcast, and I'm really hyped about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that is what I'm going to be focusing my attention on, as well as truth and testimony. Plus I will be making videos still. You'll still see me doing videos, but like I said, just not as frequently as I used to. The long length videos. Friends, it is difficult to sit on a bed like this with your arm out, stretched out like this, and you're editing a video. And Ned Kelly made mention of it too on one of my videos, that he knows what it's like. It's like 20 hours of editing a video. That's monotonous, and it's very, very tiresome, and it's very, very hard on the arm. And before, you know, I know it's not that, oh, you're getting old now, you don't want to do all this stuff. No, I still feel very young and very could easily sit down and do 20 hours of editing. But again, like I mentioned before, I want to move on to doing some other things, and where I think that are going to be a little bit more fun and exciting for me and those that would like to hear it. So I hope that we have your support in this. Like I said, if you want to unsubscribe because you're not going to be entertained every single week with these long-length videos, I completely understand, and I wish the best for you. So, and that's another thing too. On this trucker podcast, I want to do things like interview other drivers. I've got a system set up where I just want to go out and ask other drivers what they think of our industry, even interview guys at coolers. Guys, I'm going to do a lot of fun stuff with this podcast. I'm excited about it. Plus, make phone calls to places like DOT scales and that, and asking them about certain things that if you have something that you want answered and you're not quite sure how to get that answer, send that in an email to me and put in the subject line any email that you send regarding the podcast. Send it to me and write in the subject line Trucker Ray Podcast, and I'll archive that. Maybe you want me to get a hold of a scale and ask about a certain rule and how it applies, and you just don't want to do it yourself. Hey, I'll do it. I'll get them on the line and I'll record it and I'll share that with you guys. We're going to have fun with it. Absolutely. I had one person send me an email and they asked me if this is an actual neon light back here. No. It's still warm, actually. It's quite nice. This is an LED light. I get a lot of compliments from this light, from my emails. I get a lot of compliments from people that walk by. They enjoy looking at this thing. And the lighting inside here really does complement it, doesn't it? I mean, I can change this lighting in here to red, blue, any color that I want. But I do like the Route 66 sign. And I recently acquired a Route 66 hat. And I'll be wearing that one there. I don't know, I'm not wearing that now, but I just happen to be wearing what I have now. But anyway, guys, that is my update. I hope I didn't sound like I was repeating myself, but I wanted to make things very clear on what we were doing for the future of 2024. Again, we will be putting out videos, but some will be shorter, might be longer, whenever I feel like putting them together and I feel inspired. All right, friends, that is all I got for you. I hope that you are blessed, and that if you need a prayer request, if you have a prayer request, and by all means, please let me know. I'd love to pray for you. And oh yeah, that's another thing too. You might ask, are you still going to do your Bible breaks? Oh yeah, absolutely. I will still continue to do the Bible breaks, and that is a definite. So guys, blessings in the name of Yeshua. If I can get this mouse to turn on here. Blessings in the name of Yeshua. Talk to you guys later. Bye for now.